So I've been thinking about this pretty seriously. Mega Man Legends sucks, and it's time for a reboot. A lot of you remember Mega Man Legends from the 90s. It was absolutely incredible. I would argue that Mega Man Legends, the feeling of it was almost like Final Fantasy in the sense that Final Fantasy VII, where it kind of gave you a world you had never seen before, a way of playing games and interacting, characters. This was a 3D adventure. It felt massive. And even over time, though, I will admit, after playing through it and going through the city and the dungeons and so forth, after you had done that, then you'd say, it wasn't as big as it felt initially, but it was still a pretty big game. And I have to say that a lot of people have been desperate for Mega Man Legends 3 for years now because, we know how 2 ended. It didn't end on the best of notes. Mega Man Legends 2 actually sucked a lot compared to Mega Man Legends 1. Graphically, it just was not as bright as Mega Man Legends 1. It took too much of a very serious note. I did not like Mega Man Legends 2 in comparison to Mega Man Legends 1. I found Mega Man Legends 1 to just be a lot better. And for years, there was this thing that, we're going to develop a Mega Man Legends 3. The original creator tried to do that. And then we know he left Capcom sometime after that. And they basically killed off the Mega Man Legends 3 project. After all of this time, I really think that we just need to reboot the series. Just rest in peace. The ending of 2 was crap. And 2 in a nutshell was kind of crap. And I say, just let it end right there. Instead of trying to go back 20 years ago or more than 20 years ago at this point and relive the so-called nostalgia, reboot the damn series. Let's go back to the original, reboot it, and do something different, do something better. Take what was there, the foundation from 1, and then make it bigger and better. I think that would be so much more interesting. Initially focused on a very small island or series of islands in the first game, and we can take that and just build upon that and make something so much better. Take the nostalgia, take the things that worked, and imagine like if you look at the gameplay right now, this is for Mega Man Legends 1. Imagine like a GTA type game, where you actually have like tons of buildings. You actually have like a more developed environment. It would be absolutely insane with today's technology. Just playing through the game, it would add so much value. Imagine the dungeons for today. Imagine the voice acting. Oh my gosh! Imagine the airships. How it's cool the airships would be. Flying the airship, being on the airship, being up. Guys, it would be phenomenal. It would be so phenomenal. And I think that's what I want the most. I want to go back to the original. I want to forget about the second one. I want them to reboot the whole damn series. And I think that's the best way of moving forward. And a lot of people have not touched on this. They're still, we need 3, we need 3. It's interesting because I'm 40, I'll be 41 this year. And for a lot of people my age, older than I am, and even some people even a little younger than I am, even guys who are 30 years old or in their mid 30s, they still want the game rebooted. Not rebooted. They still want the game continued with a Mega Man Legends 3 as to where, because their minds are still there. A lot of these people, they play this game and they're mentally still connected to the original. Like they still haven't moved on from that notion, from that original, like, okay, well, we need to continue the story. But for me, I think, no, just end it. Just end the damn thing. Just end the damn thing and move on. Let's reboot it and let's do something different. Give us something that's expanded. I would love that so much. And then it does. You don't even have to just end there. Like for example, you can also have spin-off series. They tried that originally, like Miss Tron and some other stuff, and it didn't entirely work out. But this time it could be different. For example, just like with the Final Fantasy games, where they've spun off some of their other titles, and they've made other RPGs or turn or time strategy games. I forget the exact name of those. There's so many options, but I believe that Mega Man Legends is a series outside of Mega Man, like the main Mega Man series, that can stand on its own. Just like how you have the Battle Network series, which was pretty damn huge. I believe that Mega Man Legends, you can create essentially your own universe, entire franchise around this, where it doesn't just have to be a 3D based game, 3D based action RPG. There's so many different things that you can have you can have an actual turn based RPG based on this that are on. You can have a variety of different kinds of games based around this universe, based around this franchise. And I think that's kind of the right direction that we should be going in. Because if we go back to like the original Mega Man Legends, it was really cool back in 1990, whatever, when it came out. But by today's standards, it would suck. It would absolutely suck. Like playing this again in 2024. I don't want to play this in 2024. Like I'm not gonna put up with all of the things that I was willing to tolerate back in the 90s because there were no alternatives. I'm not willing to tolerate them, today. There's some of you who are willing to tolerate them because many of you are more than happy to play games that came out back in the 80s. In fact, a lot of you prefer it that way. But for me, I'm not willing to tolerate that. I'm not willing to tolerate the things that just did not work. I want a game with updated design, updated controls that has better fluidity, that's graphically on par with today. I mean, that's what I want. You know, I, and don't get me wrong, you have these companies today that are doing crazy stuff like The Last of Us, doing like Last of Us remake. Bro, the damn game wasn't a remake. You had a remaster. So they did a remaster of The Last of Us. And then after doing a remaster of The Last of Us, they then did a remake of The Last of Us, which followed essentially the exact same storyline and exact same structure of the first game, of the original game, and the remaster. So it was just Last of Us remake was a remaster of a remaster. That was it was not a remake because there was nothing had changed. It was a remaster of a remaster. Like when you look at Prime HD, Metroid Prime HD is a remaster of the original Metroid Prime game. However, they actually go back and they create entirely new assets. It looks like very similar to the original game, but the reality is that they updated the assets used in the game and they created entirely new assets. So it's not entirely the same game, although it plays pretty much the same. They're because of the updates in technology, it's there's a lot of shifts in how you experience the game. It's a bit more fluid, and and a lot obviously it looks better. So and we call that's an HD, that's a remaster. Even though it's like essentially the entire game was remade, you know, following the structure of the original, they still call that rightfully a remaster. But then The Last of Us is selling us this garbage where it's the equivalent of Metroid, and to be honest with you, I think even Metroid did it better. Like it was like massive updates. It was like significant updates versus The Last of Us, where it was not even that significant, and they called it a remake and shipped it for $70. Like, get the hell out of here. On the other hand, if you're looking at the graphics of this game, like this is an old ass game. This is a very, very old game. So remaking this game would be so incredible. Like this, it would give it forget about the facelift. It would be an entirely new game in and of itself. It like very exploring tombs and so much that has changed that could be applied to this game. I would love to see more games like that, more games like this from I look at the original Tomb Raider games, and like that's what people have been saying. Like they have the remasters. People don't want these damn remasters. They want of this old games. They want a remake. They want a full-fledged remake. And I think that's something that would be really, really cool with especially applied with today's technology. So that's what I think. I think that Mega Man Legends sucks. Not that the game entirely sucks. I love it. It's one of my most favoriteest games in the world. But looking at the game by today's standards, looking at the structure of it from 1997, like, I'm just not fond of the idea. I'm just not fond of the idea of saying that this game holds up to this test of time today. We don't need a Mega Man Legends 3. We need this. We need the entire series, the entire franchise. Well, it is a franchise. We need Mega Man Legends rebooted. We need to start over at the beginning and create something new. But that's all that I have for you guys. What do you think regarding all of this? I want to hear your thoughts. Do you agree that by today's standards, Mega Man Legends sucks? It just doesn't hold up to the test of time. And what we really need is not a Mega Man Legends 3. We need to restart. We need to reboot the series entirely. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and we'll talk about it there. Like, share, subscribe, and we'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.